Indigenous community nationwide is dealing with the missing and murdered Indigenous men, women, and children. I don't say just men, women intentionally, but these are some of the things that I think that we should talk about during this live stream. So, I mean, if you agree, that would be.
My sister went missing July 24th, 2008, and no one has seen or heard from her since.
How was the police response?
In the beginning it was very slow. We reported her missing within 3 days and they didn't do a news release or media release for at least 10. And we kept pushing for a media release because we felt, the first 48 hours was most important, and they just weren't listening to us, and we had to get some political backing in order for them to kind of hear our voices.
How has your life changed since you went missing?
Well, we're constantly wondering about that phone call, right? The phone rings, you're wondering, is that going to be the day that, it's the police phone or someone phones and say they found her, or you're constantly wondering, is she out there alive, or, has something happened to her?
Can you maybe tell us a little bit about who Claudette was and how the media portrays Claudette? Who Claudette was? Or is?
That's going to get me crying. Well, growing up with Claudette was, she was like a tomboy. She stood up for herself, and, she stood up for others. Love her kids. It's her kids that get me crying because her oldest is 8 and her youngest is 4. And her youngest was 2 weeks old when she went missing, so she's never experienced Claudette's love, or she doesn't know who her mom is, and so it's hard to keep that memory alive for them, and that they do look at the issues and start addressing them. Police being one, media another, resources, huge. I mean, we just don't need the the women's shelters or these men to be taken off the street, but we need more addiction centers.
Change starts with you. Change starts with everyone, regardless of age, race, or
Right now we're streaming live over YouTube, here on Facebook on our Indigenous Life Movement page. We're also streaming on Twitch and several other outlets that I'll get for you guys at another time. But right now, let's just focus on what's important. And right now, what's important is of course our missing and murdered Indigenous brothers and sisters who are whose families need our help, and then we're going to do our best to assist them and try to get the word out. Right now there is a young woman who's actually missing up north. Her name is Olivia Carey Lone Bear. She's 32 years old. We're going to go ahead and get her image up so everyone can see her. She has been missing since I'm sorry, it doesn't actually say it on here, on the poster, but we're gonna get it up here so everyone can see what she looks like. So I thought they had it ready. I'm sorry, you guys. But other than that, I just want everyone to know that this is an open discussion. If you feel like you want to call in and share something or share a story, or share if you have a family member who's missing or murdered, feel free to call in and we'll put you on the air and you can share your story here on Indigenous Life Movement. So we got our image up now. This is Olivia Carey Lone Bear. She is from what looks like to be North Dakota. She was last seen in a sportsman bar wearing a white camouflage jacket, light colored blue jeans. Olivia was driving a teal blue 2011 Chevy Silverado crew cab with a silver 2-box and truck bed. License plate 839 BRC. We have a lot of missing and murdered brothers and sisters around the country, especially in Canada. And we're going to share with you a little clip here just to show you how much the Canadian authorities, the legal authorities, how much effort they actually put into assisting the families of the missing and murdered in Canada, especially in the more rural areas. So we're going to go and take a look at that right now. And like I said, if you want to call in, you can call in. We'll visit. If you want to talk to me, the line is open. All right, you guys.
My sister went missing July 24th, 2008, and no one has seen or heard from her since.
How is the police response?
In the beginning, it was very slow. We reported her missing within 3 days, and they didn't do a news release or media release for at least 10. And we kept pushing for a media release because we felt, the first 48 hours is most important, and they just weren't listening to us, and we had to get some political, backing in order for them to kind of hear our voices.
How has your life changed since you went missing?
Well, we're constantly wondering about that phone call, right? The phone rings, you're wondering, is that going to be the day that, it's the police phone or someone phones and say they found her, or you're constantly wondering, is she out there alive, or, has something happened to her?
Can you maybe tell us a little bit about who Claudette was and what the media portrays Claudette, who Claudette was for you?
That's going to get me crying. Well, growing up with Claudette was, she was like a tomboy. She stood up for herself, and, she stood up for others. Love her kids. It's her kids that get me crying, because her oldest is 8 and her youngest is 4. And her youngest was 2 weeks old when she went missing, so she's never experienced Claudette's love, or, she doesn't know who her mom is, and so it's hard to keep that memory alive for them. And that they do look at the issues and start addressing them. Police being one, media another, resources, huge. We just don't need the women's shelters or these men to be taken off the street, but we need more addiction centers.
Change starts with you. Change starts with everyone, regardless of age, race, or sex.
Volunteer at a women's shelter or a friendship center.
Acknowledgement is the first step. Promote equality between men and women in society.
Start that conversation.
Make a shout out on the radio or make a poster.
Use social media, Facebook, tweet, or create your own YouTube video.
Tell a friend, family member, or classmate.
Recognize power, unearned privilege, and patterns of injustice.
Challenge stereotypes and prejudice.
Stay connected.
Read about it, ask about it, educate yourself.
Advocate for funding to inquiries on issues.
Do a class project on the issue.
Attend advocacy events such as summits, protests, marches, and vigils.
Donate to community organizations, shelters, or women's centers that help prevent violence against women.
And every murder wife, to the families of all those who lost life, let's come together, having
So that video was provided to us through Women's Indigenous Media. Of course, like I said, mentioned it before, Women's Indigenous Media will be starting their project of MMI, Missing and Murdered Indigenous, which is mostly including missing, murdered women and children. And Indigenous Life Movement decided that we were going to cover the men. So we're going to work together and promoting and advocating for the missing and murdered Indigenous of not only Canada but here in the United States. And you know that many go missing even in Mexico, down in South America, Central America, Indigenous people. So we do include them as well. Whenever you think about Indigenous, you kind of think about just yourself, like your tribe, and the tribes here in the United States, or the First Nations tribes. But you got to really think with an open mind. There are Indigenous people just like us who are here just like us down in South America. Colombia, Venezuela, Peru, and all the way up north into Alaska. So you gotta keep that in mind too. It's just respect. You gotta just respect them. Just they have a lot of respect for us, and that's we're all a part of the Turtle Island, and they're the condor, and we are the same people. But let's get back on track. We're going to talk about the missing and murdered Indigenous. Right now, I do have Olivia's picture up. Olivia, they've been doing a search for her in North Dakota. I was trying to get Mr. I was trying to get a Holyoke Lafferty on the line to see if we can talk about how their search is coming along and what's going on up there, because I know that they're actually on the ground. They're trying to help the people, trying to help the family find Olivia. But if you want to call in, you can call in and join this discussion if you have anything to share, like I said. And if not, then we're going to go ahead and move forward to a couple more clips that we have prepared for you guys. But we are going to keep this up for a little bit. If you do want to talk, you can call in. But I'm going to be taking a break for a second. But if you guys call in, it will be answered, and you can go on the air. So again, thank you so much for joining us. I really do appreciate you guys listening in. But this is important. This is one of the most important. We're seeing genocide happen before our very eyes in this modern day, and it's happening. There's women, there's children, and there's men, teens, teen boys, teen girls, being abducted, and they end up in the sex trade. I have a really good friend, who's still missing since 2004, and we need to really make this a focal point in our causes. So with that said, thank you guys so much. If you guys want to call in, feel free to call in. Again, like I said, thank you so much for tuning in. I'm going to try to get Holyoke on the line so we can talk a little more about this, or even LaDonna is very she's aware. She knows what's going on in this, with this, especially in North Dakota, with the man camps and the children getting hooked on drugs and ending up missing, and murdered bodies found near those man camps, especially in Canada. But a lot of things are coming to light, and that's due to bringing awareness to the issue. And right now, this is the issue, and so thank you guys for tuning in again. I'm gonna take a quick break. We're still gonna be live. If you call in, you can talk to me if you want to talk to me, and I'm open for discussion on this or any other topic that you feel is important and that people should hear. Thank you guys.
during that time, a lot of people were just figuring out what we were going to do on how to fight this pipeline. So we all were just brainstorming to the best of our abilities out there.
To the
Sub-zero temperatures.
Yeah, it was pretty cold. Whenever we were up there, Did you hear a lot about the man camps and the missing women and children that go missing up in North Dakota?
Yeah, that was probably one of the main focuses that a lot of the people on the ground were talking about, as when we were just traveling in from the camp to Bismarck. People would always talk about, whenever we would ride up to actions or something like that, people would always be talking about the man camps as well. It was always just strange because it would be like, it would always be so tied in that it was different to hear about that type of stuff, that we were just talking about just the pipelines and the money and the environment, and people, just that issue of murdering Indigenous people, Indigenous women especially.
Yeah.
That was a heart terror right there. But I just remember specifically when we did go to a man camp, direct action. I think it was like during Thanksgiving week. Is when they went up there, and that individual had that gun outside his truck, and all that started happening.
Did you I know that while we were there, did you see like the men always protected the women and the children, but I also noticed that a lot of the women were always keeping an eye out, for each other, whenever we were on these actions or while we were in Bismarck, just because of not only were we surrounded by Morton County and whatever other county was there, protecting this pipeline, but everybody had to keep an eye out for one another, because there was always that thought in the back of especially women's minds for their children and for themselves, that it was a possibility.
Yeah.
What do you think?
Yeah, definitely. Whenever.
Yeah, go ahead.
I was just going to add to it that every time we did go out, I would always see especially the local Indigenous women, from North Dakota area, that they always would, whoever you would come on action with, you would make sure you leave with them. It'd always be like the number one rule, is just make sure you don't leave nobody behind. And, keep the people that you're accounted for, as you're going to these different areas.
Do you have anything else to share about that? Because I kind of want to get into what you've been actually working on within your own community, and what you guys have been developing there for your community, especially for the children. But did you have anything else to add within that arena?
I think just as far as Indigenous women being missing and things are not being accounted for as far as governmental issues, tribal issues. But I think it's important that we need to stay focused on not just trying to be ahead of everybody, but kind of sit back and try to reevaluate what we need to do at home in order for us to not have some of our sisters or aunties become missing. It's important that they know who they are too.
Yeah. So what type of steps in your own community are you guys working on to develop this safety net? I mean, not safety net, but just a sense of safety within your communities for the children and women, and even the men.
So what I've been working on for probably the past year, before I even left for Standing Rock, I did a lot of community work. I wasn't really government funded or grant funded for these projects, but just been really doing a lot of just the groundwork for what can become, a government grant or, a grant funded type of programs. But lately, I've been working with the school district here within my own tribe, and we're implementing a lot of our old Native teachings that weren't really taught here in Nevada. During my time here in Nevada, the education system, we had zero language preservation classes or programs. We had zero, we didn't have zero culture in our school. But now we're at that time where the school district here with our res is really implementing a lot for us to teach within the school system now. So I have an opportunity to get in with a lot of these kids, and a lot of them know me from just being a youth, just being part of the youth here, and
yeah,
I definitely can see the improvement in some of the kids' how they act, how they express themselves now. Before I've seen a lot of them just kind of shy away, and you kind of see like the bully system going on. But with language, you're more able to open each other up. People make mistakes when they're talking or something, so it kind of gives everyone that level playing field on who we can become as an individual. So that I'm working on that right now. I am also working on like community outreach programs, so something that we can still tie in the culture after school. Our youth center here is actually trying to become part of the Boys and Girls Club of Indian Country.
Wow.
So we're working on bringing some more language grants or programs through them as well. So my hands are pretty full down here right now. So.
Well, I mean, every time I've seen you, you was always busy. The last time I remember, I was 2 miles down the road from you, and you were at the casino because of there was some sheriff's conference of some sort, or law enforcement conference, and you were down there protesting Kirchmeyer, I believe his name is. That was the last time.
Oh yeah.
It was the closest to you, but yeah, I mean those are some very steadfast times, and I think are kind of some of us are returning back to our lives, but yeah. So what about I remember you was saying you was wanting to run for tribal council. How's that going?
Oh, not this year. I went as far as getting my petition in. There was some minor issues to it, so I was had to bow down gracefully.
Well, you got my
it
vote.
It was definitely a learning experience. So I know next time what to do and things like that. So whenever I do want to run again, I'll know what to do.
Well, like I said, you got my vote. I'll vote for you. I know I'm not a tribal member, and I'm not allowed to vote in your tribe, but I'll do my best. I'll do my best to get you my vote. But yeah, so
you could
go ahead.
You can call Myron and tell him to put his so you could call Myron and tell him to put his absentee ballot in for me.
Myron, all right, I'll make sure I'll do that. Actually, I think he's listening. I'm not too sure. But yeah, so we're gonna go ahead and get into some more calls here. Thank you, Isha, so much for calling in. I appreciate it. I know that there's another caller that's getting ready to call in, and we'll go ahead and get to them.
All
right. Thanks, bro. I'll talk to you later. We'll have some coffee over the phone.
All right.
Thank you for calling in, man. I appreciate it.
All right. Good night, everyone.
Thank you. Isha Hofer, all the way from Pyramid Lake, the Paiute tribe, same tribe as Myron Dewey, actually. And he's done a lot of work in his community, and I'm really proud of him. I'm proud of him, and I want to encourage him to keep doing the same work that he's doing. And so that's why I wanted to get him to call in. So we're gonna see. We had another caller call in just a second ago. If you want to go ahead and call in again, we'll get you on the air. Why? we got here? All right, we've got a call coming in. I'm gonna check it out real quick. 1 second. Hello. Hello. What's your name? Can I get your name? I'm good. Haley. All right, 1 second here. My guy who answers the phone ran upstairs just now, so we're trying to get this here. And where are you calling from? San Antonio, Texas. And are you affiliated with any tribes, or what did you want to talk about? Comanche? All right. That's yeah. Let's get you on there. I'll let you know when you're on. Oh, you're on. Actually, you're already on. There we go. We have Haley all the way from San Antonio, Texas. She wants to speak about. Go ahead. I'll let you tell. Thank you, Haley.
Bring me on. My biggest concern is that we have this really, everyone's talking about feminism and it's the word of the year, and a bunch of celebrities are speaking out, but they're not talking about the missing Indigenous women and the violence that's happening to them in incredible numbers. And it really upsets me.
Do you feel that, whenever you have a platform like that and you're not utilizing it to its full extent, how could you get that word out or inform them that let's do this, we have this avenue that we really need looked at, and it needs the attention of the people, without taking away so much from like domestic violence and sexual assault and abuse, but how would you approach that?
I don't even know. I don't even know how to get people interested in it at all, because I feel like there's so many systematic issues that go ahead of it that someone has to be able to speak to these people, and for them to understand. And I don't know how they don't know about it.
Yeah.
Like why this isn't a national dialogue that we're having. I mean, it's insane.
It is. It's very insane, and that's why we have a core group of us, and a lot of our attention was directed towards the missing and murdered Indigenous women and men and children, and it's happened. While we were in North Dakota, against the Dakota Access Pipeline, we heard about it happening in Fort Berthold, North Dakota, on the reservation up there, because we had the man camps right there. There were kids missing, there was women missing, and there were bodies, being found right near the dig sites by these man camps, and nothing was done about it. It was just brushed under the rug.
It's.
Go ahead.
No, keep going. Sorry.
No, okay.
Oh.
You're fine. You can keep going. Yeah.
Well, I spoke to a girl who is running the New York City stripper strike, and that's a whole other deal going on. But she was saying that a lot of girls that work in New York and internationally, hear about the man camps and they want to go work out there, and that there's these like really bad systems that are at play there, and like they're systematically being run.
Yeah.
And I think people think it's just like, random killings or, that's the kind of thing that happens out there. But there's systems of power behind this stuff.
Oh, indeed. Definitely. I mean, whenever you have, 1,000 Indigenous women or 1,000 women at that, murdered and missing every single year, and nothing's done about it. And you actually have evidence pointing towards law enforcement or individuals related to law enforcement, and nothing's done about it. That's it's really sad what's happening to our people, not just our people, but all people who are getting sucked into this black death that's called oil, and it's affecting everybody everywhere. Was there anything else?
I'm not
go ahead.
Oh no, it's just this. I don't understand where the other side can't get it. Like why people can't see how important this is and tie them together. I just, it's insane. So
It is.
But anyway,
It
I'm
is
glad that I
very
got to get
insane.
that out.
I'm happy that you called in. You said your husband's Comanche from Oklahoma. I'm guessing Oklahoma?
He was born here, but the family's from Oklahoma.
All right, all right. I'm an Oklahoma boy too, so I'm that's
Oh,
why
cool.
I
What
asked.
part?
Oklahoma, well, El Reno and Concho. So I'm Cheyenne
Oh,
Arapaho.
cool. Yeah, they're from Lawton.
It's not too far away.
Cool.
We're all one and the same, I guess. All right.
Yeah.
Thank you so much, Haley, for calling in. I appreciate it. We're gonna keep this rolling. I'm trying to get this going as long as I can, just so as many people could see it, and just to bring this awareness to the public, because I know a lot of people aren't aware about what's going on in our country and in Canada.
Yeah. Well, it's a great program. I'm glad you're running it. I'm glad that we found it tonight.
Thank you so much, Haley. I appreciate
Thanks
it.
for doing it, dude.
Much love
Thank
to you
you.
and your husband. Many blessings and many prayers to both of you. Thank you so much.
Yeah, from us too. Thank you. Bye.
Thank you. Bye-bye. All right, that was Haley from San Antonio, Texas, just not too far away from my old stomping grounds in Oklahoma. So thank you so much, Haley, for calling in. I mean, we're going to continue this conversation. If you, like I said, if you want to call in and join us, let's talk. This is an open discussion, and you're invited to join us to talk about the missing and murdered Indigenous, and not only just the missing and murdered of Canada. I mean, we have missing and murdered happening on our reservations. We have it happening in urban and rural communities around the country. And if you feel like you want to call in and join us on this discussion, you can call in at 747-777-9893, and we'll get you on the air. Thank you. this stream will be ending. Thank you for tuning in to ILM here on YouTube. We appreciate it very much. You guys have a good night. If you want to continue watching this stream, you can watch it on Facebook at facebook.com/Indigenous Life Movement. Thank you so much.